short.
So let it sit there.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Green Swamp. We're out here in the middle of the week, so we kind of got the place to ourselves. We're out here on the Florida Trail. We wonder what that word means. We have been out here before. This is Gator Hole in Green Swamp West, I believe. This is one of those swift mud places in Florida that you can reserve for free, but you do have to reserve it. And so we're able to come in and set up camp, and we pretty much have a picnic table and a fire ring. We got a fire going. We're gonna have dinner going here in a little bit tonight. Lucas, my nephew, is cooking up a steak with some, what are you cooking with your steak?
Mashed potatoes.
Steak and mashed potatoes. And Ricky and I got some backstrap. We've already got it seasoned. It's a deer Ricky shot earlier in the year. We got that seasoned up and cut up, and we're gonna mix that in with some or serve that up with some rice. So we'll be cooking that up here in a little bit. We got the sunset. We had some fun today. Ricky did a little bit of fishing. The guy's been doing some knife throwing. We got our tarp set up. We thought it was going to rain a little bit, but the rain gods have spared us on that one. So anyway, welcome to this episode. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to be out here for 3 days, 2 nights, and we're just getting started. You gonna sleep good tonight?
Yes, sir.
After we get some of that back strap you shot earlier in the year? Or from that deer you shot earlier in the year?
Oh, yeah.
So this is rice pre-cooked in one of our pans we normally cook with on the fire. But I pre-cooked it and then vacuum sealed it in there. It was all vacuum sealed. So we just tear it open and boom, there it is. Then I figured it needed a little flavor, so I have some vacuum sealed butter. And I'm hoping if I can just squeeze this on there and it's gonna work like squirt butter. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, I gotta be fast on this update because the bugs are out and the headlamp's bringing them in. The rice turned out good. I put some Tony seasoning, lots of butter, and got that going. That tastes really good. Again, other than the bugs landing in it. And the backstrap turned out fantastic. That seasoning with some McCormick. We did get a little bit of a smoky flavor in the rice from it being cooked in that pan that we normally cook directly on the fire. So it's got like that smoked seasoning cooked right into the metal, and that's showing through in some of the rice. But other than that, turned out really, really good. Good morning. It's the next day, and day 2, and I'm obviously up here under my tarp. We wrapped up last night quickly because we saw some pretty rough stuff coming on radar coming our way, so we scrambled to add a few extra tent stakes, extra lines to our tarps and stuff like that to get these things ready. Let me see if I can show you. I'm in mine, and as you can see, the end down there is all closed in. This side, oops, sorry about that. This side, I have it open. So I'm just, but the wind is coming from the other way. So, which is west, which is the Gulf of Mexico. So the storms are coming off the Gulf of Mexico. We're here in central Florida, and they're moving their way in this way. So I wanted to just cap that in so if anything blew, it wouldn't blow in on my hammock and get things wet. Here it is picking up again. So I was just gonna sit. I moved my pack. It stayed in my chair last night with the rain fly over it. Now I've moved it into my hammock so I can sit in my chair, and if need be, you know, I can grab my stove and make some coffee up under here. Maybe I'll do that. But anyway, good morning to day 2. A little bit of thunder. Oh, by the way, the stuff that was on the radar that looked like it was coming through was brutal. But we never got much more than a rain like we're experiencing right now. So not very much lightning, not very much rain at all. But we all stayed dry. Lucas, you awake? So that's the problem when you're camping in an area where there's potentially bears. I don't think there's many bears out here, but mostly like raccoons that could get into our stuff. We launched it up in a tree, you know, 8 or 10 feet off the ground and away from the tree where they can't get it, and it's just out there hanging on a little string. So we had our bags up there. My coffee, because it, you know, it is a food product and it does have scent, even though it's in a sealed container. I probably could have kept it in my pack, but it was up in that tree, so I had to go get that just to be able to get back over here and make coffee. ramen. Just like before every meal, don't forget to say your prayers. All right, guys, well, we're having a great time out here. We're about to watch the sunset on day 2, which means we'll be waking up tomorrow and packing up and getting on the road, or getting on the trail at least before we get on the road. It's been a really, really nice trip. We had all that rain last night, and we, as you saw, we worked our way into late morning with a lot of rain, and then it dried up and looked like it threatened with some rain throughout the day, but other than that, it never actually really did rain, and it's been very nice. We just got back from a little bit of a hike. We've had to go get water twice out here, which is fine, but we're just going through a lot of water. Speaking of water, we are going to put some, well, we have some water on, and we're going to be putting it into these guys. Ricky is going to have the Peak Refuel chicken pesto pasta. So that's what he's having tonight. And I am gonna have, Lucas is having a, he says something with hearty gravy in it. I think it's a Mountain House meal, but we'll see how that goes. But chicken teriyaki rice. This is the first time I've ever had the Peak Refuel meals, so not sure if we'll like them. They're a few more dollars. I think they're $2 or $3 more than the traditional Mountain House meals. But let me know in the comments what your freeze-dried choice is. Do you make your own? Do you go with the Mountain House? Do you like this brand? You know, let me know what you. They're just so easy. They're expensive. They're not you know, cost efficient necessarily. I think these are like $12.99 or $13.99 on Amazon, but they're just so easy, especially when we have water right over here. We can grab, filter, or boil, and pour in and have a dinner. But let me know your thoughts on your freeze-dried. I haven't been drinking, you know that, because there's no alcohol out here. But let me know your thoughts on your favorite freeze-dried meals that you either make yourself or get at the store. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I also want to take a quick moment to just ask you to subscribe to the channel. Comment below. You know, we talked about the meals, but comment on anything. Comment on what you're seeing. Comment on other areas, but definitely give us a thumbs up. Give us a like, and we just sure appreciate you guys watching. I think yours only called for like 5 ounces, didn't it? 5.3 ounces. I wouldn't say this is any better than any Mountain House I've ever had. Well, we finished the Peak Refuel meals. What'd you think?
It was good. It was a little bit dry, but other than that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, his only called for like 5.3 ounces of water. He had the pasta. Mine, same thing. I followed the instructions and ran into the very bottom. I guess I didn't stir it well or something, but you know, it was just dry and crunchy towards the bottom, and it was okay. I wouldn't not buy them again. Actually, I tried Ricky's pasta. I'd probably buy that one, I don't know that I'd get the teriyaki one again. But anyway, just giving you some feedback. We said we'd report back after we tried it, and that's what our thoughts were. Not bad, but not necessarily the. What'd you say compared to your school lunch or your school meals?
It was not quite as good, but it wasn't way worse.
Okay, he'd rather have his school lunch, which he says is pretty good at his particular school. So anyway, there you have it on Peak Refuel. All right, guys, the camera cut out, but I'm over here making tea, and wanted to show you. I made these little vacuum seal packs, and I filled them with honey and then sealed them. And so they're basically like a little ketchup packet, but with honey in them. I know you can buy them like that too, but I just made my own because I had honey at the house. And you can squirt it in, put it in your tea. Have some hot tea, give her a little swirl, and you got honey in your hot tea. And I just drip the whole paper bag thing in there. Here's another smaller version of it. So pretty cool. 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, just went to 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, good morning, guys, to our final day, day 3 out here in Central Florida. As you can see, it's 52 degrees. It's about 7:35 right now. So I know at one point when I first got up, it was 50 degrees on the thermometer, and then by the time I got the video going, you guys saw it was 51, 52 degrees. But what happens here in Florida, and I'm not sure if this is like the case around the rest of the country, is in the winter, we'll get a rain usually, and the rain brings the cold front. So last night when we got in our hammocks, we scrambled, not last night, the night before when we had the rain, we scrambled around and went and made some last minute tent stakes and added some extra lines. And by the time I got in my hammock, I mean, I was hot and sticky. It was like 68 degrees. And then that rain came, and then as we were sitting around the fire last night, we saw that temperature, or felt that temperature slowly start to drop. So now we're waking up to a very nice 51, 52 degrees. One of the things I forgot about this particular campsite is you can hear the highway. So when it's cold out, that's usually, there's no breeze, it's a real clear night, and I don't know if you can hear it in here, but I've been hearing the highway, and we're probably about a mile from the highway, so it makes sense. By the way the crow flies, 1.5 mile walk in, but after the zigzag, we're, by the way the crow flies, about a mile from the highway. And I did hear the highway a lot, the trucks going by at night, which is different from being like, say, up in Ocala National Forest, where you're, a little bit more deep into the woods. But hey, I wanted to share something with you guys this morning. My wife and kids for Christmas made me this jar. They called it the 365 jar. And there's an inspiring note in it. Some of them are handwritten, some of them are typed, but there's a different message for all 365 days of the year for me to wake up and be a little bit inspired. So I brought 2 in a little bag because I had 2 mornings out here that I'm not going to be back home by my jar. Didn't want to bring the whole jar. So yesterday I read one, and today's happens to be a Bible verse. It is handwritten. And it happens to be a Bible verse. They're not always handwritten, and they're not always a Bible verse, but they're always an inspiring message, and I know they're from my family. So today's message is from the Bible, and it's, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it." And that's Psalms 118, verse 24. So I just thought it'd be kind of cool to share that with you guys. I get to do one of these every morning for the entire year. I've already told them, you better get ready and do one for next year, because this is going to be an ongoing thing now, because I love it. But anyway, thank you, Jen, Ricky, and Cheyenne, for making me these notes. They are inspiring. I love it when there's the Bible verse. I love it when it's something just from your heart, and I just love it in general. So thank you, and I'm glad I got to share it with you guys today on the channel. So good morning. You're going to see us do probably a quick Pop-Tart breakfast. and then we're going to pack up and get on the trail. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Outdoors with Rich. Really appreciate you watching. It's turned into a beautiful morning. We got everything packed up. The boys are brushing their teeth. I just finished doing that myself, and we're going to hit the trail. Until next time, God bless.